on, everyone? This portion of Stuff and Things is brought to you by Acre Gold. Now, I'm not one to give financial advice, especially when it comes to investing. There is so much you can do with money out there between stocks, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and a lot of that stuff is a lot to grasp all at once. So when I found out about Acre Gold, it made a lot of sense, just sort of keeping things simple. Acre is a company that allows you to invest in physical gold without coming out of pocket all at once. When you check out their website, you can sign up for a specific subscription level depending on how much you actually want to invest. Your subscription level payment will be collected each month, and once your gold stash reaches the price of Acre's gold bars, they discreetly ship them right to your house. Now, why would you invest in gold as opposed to some of those other opportunities that are out there? Investing in gold is a fantastic hedge against inflation, which we are already seeing today with gas prices, lumber, and pretty much everything else in the world. They design their bars in California and source their gold from one of the largest mints over in Switzerland. I found this pretty interesting because investing in gold is going to be one of the only physical, tangible things that you can invest in now that will be worth anything in about 5 years. They recently introduced a new $100 month subscription to a 5-gram gold bar, and that's actually what I just signed up for myself. I literally just did it over on their website. It was super quick and simple, and I don't have my gold bar yet, but in a few months I'm gonna come back and update you guys once my gold stash starts sort of stacking up. The big takeaway here is that you can invest almost as little or as much as you want, and you don't have to come out of pocket all at once. So to find out more information on this, go over to getacregold.com. I'll leave it as the top link in the description down below. And then if you do end up subscribing like I just did, there's a little message box at the end about where you heard about Acre Gold. Type my name in there, Talon, YouTube, something like that. I would appreciate that a lot. And big thank you to Acre Gold for sponsoring this portion of Stuff and Things. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. Today we are heading out on the first skiing trip of the year. You would think it would be here in Colorado now that we finally have snow, but I'm actually going to be heading north early tomorrow morning. I'm going to be on the road for the next couple of days with camping gear, skiing gear, camera gear, basically everything that I need to make videos and live out of the truck. I'm hoping I don't have to stay in the rooftop tent. I think my friends that I'm going to visit up in Idaho, Wyoming area, I believe they might have gotten an Airbnb, so not gonna be camping in this video, but just in case for the days after this video, I wanna come prepared because there's gonna be a ton of great camping around the area that I'm gonna be in. It's just gonna be kinda cold. So I'm really gonna be putting the Diamondback cover to the test this video, make sure everything is nice and waterproof. It's gonna be snowy, it's kinda disgusting up there right now, so hopefully I have the weather seal dialed in, and I'm gonna have a lot of gear loaded up in there, so I'm gonna walk you through some of the gear that I'm taking up there with me. First up, just a duffel bag full of my skiing gear and extra clothing. I got my helmet, goggles, gloves, all of my equipment in here, so that'll go in first. And for this trip, I'm not bringing my Dometic fridge because it's going to be pretty cold, but I will still bring the PLB40. This is a little battery pack from Dometic, which I typically power my fridge with, but I'm gonna be able to charge camera batteries and basically whatever else I need off of this guy right here. I also have a Step 22 box full of all of my chargers and Dometic stuff that I need to run the PLB40. I also have some cooking ware in here. Got a cast iron pan, some seasoning and stuff like that. That's going in there just in case we end up camping, cooking, and doing something a little bit more off-grid. I'm gonna be taking my Claymore 3-bar light. I showed this in a previous truck update video, as well as my Travax ration. A little bit of extra food in there in case I don't feel like actually cooking something like a steak. We've got stuff to sleep in the tent if it comes to that. Got a mummy bag, which should be good down to about 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Got a pillow. Then of course my Aeronaut hover quilt. This thing's amazing, and I'll probably bring you guys some more information on this later. Now I've already got a med kit in the truck because that stays in there. I recently was using my Paragon tool roll from Step 22 as well. Gonna throw that back in, as well as a skiing jacket. And now for my actual skiing gear, if anyone cares about this. My boot choice are the Full Tilt Classics. I've been riding these for a few years now. They still got a little bit of life left in them, and I don't feel like changing out my boots yet. Full Tilt I don't think exists any longer, so I'm gonna have to find a new boot company after this. And then for riding choices, I got my new set of Revel 8 ski boards in. These are the Revolts 105s. with the old school non-release receptor bindings mounted up to them. I've also got my old pair, which happens to have my face on them right there. Kind of interesting. So these are gonna be a backup pair in case I break a board in the park or something like that. I can also swap these bindings over to Rebel 8 Condors. These are gonna be my powder boards for this trip. I'm not sure on the conditions of the mountains that we're riding at, but it's going to be in Wyoming. Chances are they have a lot of snow, so you might see me riding these in the video. Those 3 pairs of boards will pack up nicely in the Rebel 8 monkey bag. And now I'm gonna throw a curveball into the mix. Because I have my truck set up the way that it is now, I don't feel like changing it out because I might be using the tent, I might not. I have the whole back here on the Diamondback sort of dialed in, but I do have a pair of these coming from Front Runner, which will allow you to mount a snowboard or skis, whatever you see fit, to any kind of Front Runner rack. I of course have my Front Runner rack mounted up directly to the Diamondback, so in the future, if I know I'm not gonna be camping, I'll take the tent off and then I can run everything on the outside of the cover. That way, it's not really going to be getting the back of the bed dirty, wet. It's not bringing the elements inside. Now the curveball is these suckers right here. I found my old pair of Surface 180s. I don't even remember the model of these. But these are the skis that I used to ride all the time when I was working in terrain parks all throughout like high school and college. I've got Mojo bindings on here. Haven't ridden these things in a long time, so they're kind of rusty and beat up, but in case I feel like skiing, got a nice set of skis here too. Look at that, 180s all the way to the back. Thank you Axis Cab, thank you Long Bed. That is super convenient, but in the future, if I'm gonna end up actually skiing, I'll probably mount up those snowboard ski rack to my Front Runner. Now, other than camera gear, I think that's all that I'm really gonna be taking with me on this trip. It's gonna be a pretty quick one. I do have a little solo stove right here, so I might as well throw this into the mix. And I think that's about it. I'm packing up now because we're leaving early tomorrow morning. It's gonna be about a 9.5 hour drive in the Taco, and honestly, I'm kinda looking forward to it, so let's get on with it. Good morning, guys. I'm currently in Idaho Falls today. The drive yesterday was very uneventful, as you can imagine, going from Denver all the way up through the deserts of Wyoming, following the border all the way up to Idaho. It was boring in the beginning and then got scenic at the end, but by the time the drive was soon over, it became dark and I missed a lot of the nice scenic stuff. But anyway, the truck made it. We're gonna check on how the Diamondback did. Now, I already know that everything in here is solid because I grabbed some stuff out of here last night. But this dirt was already in there, so that's not from the way up here, but everything of course is dry. You can tell the outside of the truck is freezing. It was gross, snowy roads the whole way up here. But yeah, everything did pretty well in here. Probably shouldn't leave this battery out in the cold like I did last night, currently at the Airbnb. But anyway, because I drove 9.5 hours yesterday, I'm gonna load up my gear over there. We're gonna give the truck a break today. And just like that, we are now at Grand Targhee Resort, just on the other side of these mountains right here. It's Grand Teton National Park. This is Juan, Lindsay, Baby Yoda. This is my first time out riding this season, and it looks like we're gonna get first chair. Have you ever gotten first chair here?
No, never.
There's like no one here. It's currently Thursday. Should be a nice day. I think the sun's gonna come out a little bit later. Let's do it. All right guys, first impression of the new boards. First of all, conditions, super low light, like kind of hard to see, even with prism lenses on. All of the snow here probably came down like last week sometime, so it's crunchy. Not the greatest, but these boards are the same symmetry and everything as previous years. However, the new Revolts, the side collab between myself and Rebel 8, these feel a little flexier, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. They definitely carve a little bit different than before. I feel like they are flexier, so it allows the tips and tails to sort of catch up, and could be because of my fresh edges too, but they feel good. Not sure how they will feel in the park because there's like a little baby park on the other side of this hill over here. But so far, so good. I'll report back at the end of the day and let you guys know how they did. So I'm now skiing by myself here at Grand Targhee, and this right here is the only park that they have, and it's on like the baby side of the mountain. So we got extra small and small features. The edges on my boards are super sharp, so this ought to be an interesting first test of brand new boards in the park. I'm going to be sticking to probably everything, but we'll see how it goes. All right, not too bad. They actually have some like decent sized features. I thought this was just going to be like baby park, but got a tiny little jump line right here. I don't know if you guys can see or hear that stick, but whew, I got to grind these edges down even more. All right, guys, lap number 2 through the baby park. I think I'm going to set a goal for ski boarding this season. Do a new trick every time I come out. And I'm not talking like completely new, but just do tricks that I already have. And then hopefully by the end of the season, I'll end up learning something new. Today, with the features, I'll probably get like front 2, blind 2, maybe over the jumps like a 360. And then if my edges break in enough, I could get front swap blind 2 and blind swap front 2. Let's give it a shot. So now we've got front 2s. We got back 2s, got a 360. With the baby small feature, extra small park, I think we might have to wait for tomorrow. We're going to be riding a different mountain tomorrow. Hopefully they have a bigger park. So if they do, then we'll just save some other trick variations for then. But for now, I got to get off of this little baby hill here and go find my friends. Is it time for shots?
Hey, yes it is.
Are you guys sitting inside?
We're gonna go up there.
Okay, cool. Can we order up there too?
Yeah, we can sit down.
Sweet. Break time, midday hydration, kind of.
Oh yeah.
That was a big shot.
That's a good shot.
All right, guys, we have made it back from Wyoming, back to my truck in Idaho Falls, and I'm staying right outside here at my friend's Airbnb. On our way back, we were coming through Idaho Falls, and I was talking with Lindsay about her 4Runner, and she has a custom like gear shift knob. So happens that the owner of the shop who makes those, Teton Workshop, was right along our way. So we swung by his shop, and he hooked me up with the next mod for the Tacoma, so we're gonna install this thing right now. Here's a quick look at the current setup, just sort of like a leather, might be fake leather wrap knob. I've got all of the gray accents around here from Miso Customs, a little bit of plastic on the back there. And the first step is to push this boot off, just like that. That was super simple. And then twist. Don't let that get caught. And just twist that off, right like that. Now here's a close-up look at the new one, Teton Workshop. It's got the Tetons on there, and this is basically machined CNC milled aluminum with different choices for the G10 on the outside. So this is black G10. I got the gray accents to match the rest of the truck, and this thing just sort of threads right on. Now because this doesn't line up, you spin it counterclockwise to about there. They include a little bag of tools here as well, so I'm going to grab one of these, and there's a set screw underneath. So I got to straighten this out. I think that looks pretty good there. Tighten that set screw up. Now this boot clips onto the 3D printed piece underneath here. Just lift that up into place. And that's it. It's hard to film because of the space in here, but there's a look at the finished product. Matches the truck. I dig it. So shout out to Colton for hooking that up. He is the owner of Teton Workshop, and if you guys want to find out more about the products that he makes them for Jeeps, 4Runners, Tacomas obviously, and even side-by-sides like Razors. I'll leave a link for his Instagram and website in the description down below. Now I'm pretty wiped from one day of skiing, although we didn't ride all that much, so we're gonna call it a day, call it a night maybe. We're gonna go out and grab some dinner, possibly have some drinks. We're definitely gonna have some drinks. And we'll pick up with this few day trip here up to Idaho and Wyoming tomorrow in the next episode. So if you guys are new here, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every week. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.